Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Day, and a great big thanks to Matt, who put together a new entry using the newest footage, but with some other music. So hopefully that will be the end of our issues, and of course I still have to sort of sort out about 200 videos. That's, yeah, still a lot. But could be worse. Could be worse. We shall be having a 1 versus 1 right here in the darkness of Semois. We shall be watching Weedoublemen, a level 16 Wehrmacht player, and Britwit, a Brit. Yes, indeed, we're actually having a Brit. But apparently he's a shadow with an accent and bad teeth. Fighting for the Commonwealth, fighting for the 7th Armored, going out against the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend. And of course a bit rare they actually get some Brit matches. Got this one sent in, not with a lot of details actually even. But quite interesting, of course. It also helps, you know, when you send in your replays, and actually sort of put down details like what level you are and your opponent are. It rather makes things a bit easier for me to sort of keep track and of course sort of figure out for where and when to cast it. But we are seeing, of course, a rather pioneer heavy start from our Wehrmacht opponent. We are seeing a Brenker actually rushing out here from Britwit to hunt down his opponent, so clearly he's actually a pretty high ranking player as well, I figure. He's probably going to do it to sort of disrupt the Wehrmacht opponent. There we go, Brenker already there, getting a few hits off. Hunting down Weedoublemen's pioneers. Wiring off this area on the other hand, down south. Recce section moving about there. Another infantry section on the way there. And the pioneers taking a stroll down to the beach, but not for any long romantic walks. It's rather to avoid a very, very small British armoured vehicle. But the Wehrmacht are securing a rather nice chunk of the map, already taking up, I imagine. And there we go, the infantry section is ready. With their rifles in hand. I can't exactly remember that. I believe it's the... Oh, never mind. Bloody well if I can't remember the name of the British rifle right now. Anyways, small engagement up here, and the Pioneers trying to lay down some butt wobble down. They're getting rushed by the Recce section. Pioneers doing what they can. MP40s blazing into the night. Tommies doing what they can to dodge it, not quite succeeding. And there we go, going in after the Pioneers, moving up close. While in the north, the Brenker succeeds in pushing away the Pioneers. Pioneers, in fact, doing all right here thanks to the heavy cover. In fact, they drop one Brit. And then they run forward, realizing they'd probably done more than was expected of them. And they're probably quite pleased. Looks like something got destroyed. Not entirely sure what, though. More barbed wire going down again, getting stopped right there. Slowly advancing. Craig barracks going up, so probably we'll be seeing some grenadiers soon out for Weedoublemen. Leftenant on the way for Britwit. And a bit of a cough from me. And there we go, a small barricade right there to stop the British advance. Mine going down there. Lovely, although again a pretty common spot. So of course if the British player does decide to just, you know, take it a bit cautiously, he might spot over the Recce section and sort that nonsense out. Krieg barracks is up for the 12th SS. Pioneers hiding in the building here, possibly for observation purposes. Since that they'll be able to do much else. Not necessarily a bad idea, of course, to do a bit of observation work. Bit of shooting going on left and right, and there we go, stopping up, and ooh, mine spotted. Again, not an unusual spot, and again, not a bad spot to check with your Recce section. So there you go, mine detonated. Didn't quite work out for Weedoublemen. So first Grenadier squad is out. Also, of course, fun thing to note, we have reached the first reward tier on Steam for company viewers 2. So that means there's 2 to go, and we've still got about a little less than half a year to do that, so that should work out quite alright. Pioneer dropped this time around, you know, Brits going down. Then he squad out, second one on the way. In fact, quite nice map control still by the there, Macleod, although he is certainly getting a bit more under pressure now. And there we go, the Vickers is up for the Brenker, the Vickers being a rather World War I-esque weapon, in fact. Water-cooled. And oh dear, the Grenadiers are quickly winning this fight, sending in the Recce section home rather swiftly, and at the same time, Bren Carrier moving forwards, infantry section following up. Where's the Lieutenant? He is coming there. Field support truck up. We'll probably be sending out something extra any time soon. And veterans are on the way already as well for Weedoublemen. Veterans on for the Grenadiers. And the Grenadiers hiding up behind a small tree. Not necessarily the best place to hide, although of course will make them a bit harder to hit. There we go, Steel Granate going out and kills one poor fellow. One Grenadier down. In fact, oh, that looks a bit horrible. He looks a bit shocked even. No medic runner though to help him. So the Brits are getting slowly pushed back there by the Grenadiers. The Brenker though is still there to sort of slow down the advance. Infantry section more ready. And Captain on the way. We could be seeing a Stuart pretty out swiftly. And there we go, Grenadiers moving in from the other side. And there we go, Brenker is surrounded, in fact forced back. Though we might be seeing a larger infantry presence soon up from Britwit, with several infantry sections ready to resist the Hun.
A victory location is under attack.
Hun being a derogatory the British had from World War I, where they equaled the German Imperial Army to, well, the Hunnish Huns from here to the Hun, all that. Brenker though on the hunt for pioneers. Grenadiers holding out here. In fact, we're seeing now 3 squads, although 1 man down still. Quickly taking up position in the church again, not necessarily the best thing to do with infantry, but again note, only 1 fellow can shoot out. Rather limits the overall usefulness of doing this. In fact, ensures you're actually taking more damage you can ever possibly deliver. So this is actually a bit of an odd maneuver by Weedoublemen. Bren gun soon on the way though. At the same time, Stuart, a light tank on the way, although it seems the captain has been a bit forgotten over there. Might even feel a bit hurt by that. Bren coming in from the north, Grenadier still held up there. Another Grenadier drops inside the church, and there we go, they are pulling out. Realising there's not really much sanctuary to be found there. At the same time, Pioneers moving up there. We are seeing a pack up, I believe. Yes, indeed. Will there be more veterans with the German infantry anytime soon? Grenadiers getting slightly pushed back. Light machine guns providing a nice base of fire against the Grenadiers hold up there in the cemetery. Although a bit of crates drop and some poor fellows go down. And the Stuart light tank is ready from sea. Field support truck with sappers to follow up. Pack though moving in. The Jugend a bit pushed back. And there we go, suddenly getting caught out in the open. They have to be careful, in particular up close with the Bren guns. The Bren guns can only do so much damage. There we go, pushing further and further into town. 2 squads of Grenadiers forced back. Veteran 2 though is up, but not going to do much with the rest of the British force inbound. Oh, and the mine gets spot. What rotten luck. The Pioneers get pushed back, and there goes sappers ready with what on the way, I do not know. Could be Panzerjets, could be something else. Half-tech ready. Mit Leuchtschützenpanzerwagen. And Stuart takes a hit from the Pack 38. Causing companies to that will be replaced by the more proper Pack 40, which was used by this stage of the war much more commonly. And apparently someone complaining about whose bright ideas want to go through there. Grenadiers with a few Panzerschrecks now ready. That's something. More tank traps here. Want to ensure the Brits can't move. For there, and half-track leading up the advance. Pack moving in.
Down to 300 points.
And Piet's up for Mr. Britwit. We need this. It's about repairing the steward. Half-track rolls in. A bit aggressively, and there we go. A few nice hits. Looks like though the half-track escapes any sort of immediate death, while the Grenadiers slowly push on, supported whatever they can muster. No medic bunker though up from Weedoublemen. He could consider with all that infantry he currently is lugging around. That would definitely help in the longer run. Ensures that the Tommies can't do him much. But let's have a look at Weedoublemen. No doctrine from him. Not much going on here. Center secured. A bit quiet. More Grenadiers on the way. Looks like the Brits are preparing for another fresh assault. Although already they're actually sort of draining down pretty quickly in the victory point department. Something he needs to be a bit careful about. There we go, the assault has commenced, but there's no lieutenant to actually keep it sort of supported fully. That's less good. But there we go, on the move. Steward moves in. Grenadiers are actually pretty exposed. They're clamped up. What are you doing, Weedoublemen? And there we go, Kansas shot, and just tears through 4 Grenadiers, getting a 5th one. Pack moves up. Panzerschreck misses. Troops are getting suppressed though by the half-track. Stewart can't quickly outmaneuver the pack. Oh dear. And grenade goes into the horde of Brits, killing 2 more, particularly the Bren gunners. Pack crew suffering a slightly explosive death. And there we go, pack crew gone. Brits need to retreat. The infantry has suffered heavily, although the steward is in surprisingly good condition. Hasn't suffered too much. Assault phase up for Weedoublemen. Grenadiers quickly pop into the half-track. Not fancying any sort of nasty fates. And Britwit seems to be a bit more cautious now. So, getting a 25-pounder gun. Adding some heavy artillery to the fun. And a direct hit on the cafe, blowing up quite a chunk of it. And a direct hit getting several Grenadiers. And I think a Pioneer squad as well. Oh my goodness. Nice barrage right there. And also blows up quite a bit of the church. Oh, more hits, getting another Pioneer. Almost close to getting the half-track. And it does, Pioneer squad. No, that was a Pioneer squad, but the half-track is still there by some sheer miracle. More Grenadiers rushing in to try and contain whatever British advance will come from the 7th Armoured. Moving in there. Has to be a bit careful with those Panzerschrecks though. And it gets the half-track before pulling out again. Nice little daring move right there. Could have gone bad for Britwit, but this time it worked out, though he needs it quickly repaired and he needs some infantry quickly up to shore up things. Also would consider perhaps moving the casualty cleaning station a bit further forward to sort of be helpful in picking up the wounded. Pack still there, could be recruited by Grenadiers. Though some of them are actually too low in numbers to do that without sacrificing the entire squad. And another Steel Granate into the horde of Brits. Getting only one poor fellow this time down. And there we go, Panzerschreck in the church to stop the armor from moving too close. But these Grenadiers, in fact, using his note, actually something, I mean, packs and any anti-tank and in fact heavy cover. So that's actually a pretty clever maneuver. He's actually using the pack in the middle of everything for cover. But we are now seeing rifle grenades up, making that a slightly less safe maneuver. And more artillery, getting another Grenadier. blowing up more of the cemetery. And causing a full retreat there for Weedoublemen. Now, of course, it's the time for Britwit to quickly advance and fortify.
You need any construction?
In the meanwhile, the Sturm Army is up, and we are seeing armored cars rolling out for the 12th SS Hitlerjugend Panzerdivision, formed in France, 1943, alongside a few other SS Panzer divisions. In fact, several were formed back then, and others were in fact moved there to France afterwards, after having fought on the Eastern Front, sort of refitting, because again everything was preparing for an assault. At least they're expecting, you know, the D-Day invasion somewhere. Oh, Captain moving in very bravely, Captain Jenkins, but the armored car proves to be a menace and forces him away. And the steward hobbles off as well. Pack recruit, although I'm pretty sure one of the gunners wished they had chosen a slightly more dry place. Probably even gives him a soggy sandwich. Still no doctrine for Weedoublemen. Sturmgeschütz out. Not entirely sure if the 12th SS actually had a Sturmgeschützabteilung. There was a bit of a mess with the 9th, 10th and 12th Panzer divisions. The 9th and 10th didn't have quite full panzers. Well, I think the 12th actually didn't have a full assault gun battalion, which it was supposed to. Grenadiers charging right into a mess of quite a bit. Rod grenades, Bren guns, Vickers, although might be they're going for the student. Oh, grenade! Not killing too much there. Veteran for the lieutenant, and an armored car rushes in straight into a mine and gets knocked out by the sappers. What rotten luck. Pack, I would suggest getting that recruit and getting it repaired by some sappers so it's got some more lifetime. Sturmgeschütz rolling in, not a lot of infantry supported, although considering all the munitions he could consider getting an LMG to sort of support his grenadiers, making them a bit tougher.
Forward supply lines are broken.
More Ralph grenades flying over, of course the hedgerows, hitting a well but not quite much else. I would suggest the Shoot though being a bit careful, and there we go, getting hit by heavens knows what, Pack. And there we go, getting buttoned as well. Oh, but it's beyond the range of the Pack, and for some reason Brit was actually not trying to move in the stood to sort of flank it. And grenade still flanking the Rod Grenadiers, getting one fellow. No, quickly getting caught in front of all the machine gun fire, and that could be a Grenadier squad lost on the retreat for Weedoublemen. Apparently it did not happen. That was quite the surprise. No veterans of the armor or the vehicles as of yet. Nothing yet in overall action on the way. Another armored car though rolls out. Still no great effort to fortify this area or fresh mines down there. I mean, there's a lot of things I think Britwit could do, of course, to make it attacking for the armored play a bit more difficult. We are seeing commanders pop up. And out for that matter. Gunning down one pioneer, setting the last one running. And there we go, he's actually moving back the Pack to have it reinforced. That's a good move. And also note we are seeing an armored command truck down south. You could consider getting a few Cromwells, that would help, in particular with the command tank. Still reinforcing that Pack. If he does that, yeah, there we go. Lovely move. Also, again, might want to do something with all that infantry and with those sappers. There we go, mining, but for example, could consider an emplacement. Mortars, for example. Oh, Grenadier squad here got absolutely maimed by a squad of commandos. Showing them who's the top dogs right there. The Grenadiers clearly a bit unhappy about it. Armored car rolling out. Try and get revenge. Bunker going up. That's probably going to a medic bunker. We're seeing Blitzkrieg doctrine out. 12th SS going for an all-out offensive. Rifle Grenadiers hiding inside the cafe, also hoping to find perhaps some fresh tea. So they might have less luck with that endeavor. Oh, mine goes off. Damaged engine. Grenade goes off. Oh! Snap! Cancer shot absolutely eviscerates the Grenadier squad, leaving behind only chewy chunks ready for some sort of inhuman soup. Grenadiers advancing, Matt trying to take up position in the house. Stewart tries to roll out, Stewart moving in, bunker ready. But very little infantry left, and the Stewart goes up. Panzership connects with the ammunition, blowing the entire thing up, and the Ren gunners are also forced away, taking heavy losses from the Sturmgeschütz route Grenadiers, rushing in and realizing they're in a bad spot. Apparently they don't. Suddenly things are a lot more vulnerable. An attempt by the armoured car here to do some damage. Could even spot the armoured command truck, which would be a problem, since of course then Weedoublemen could deal with Britwit's armour right there. All mine goes off, and I believe that is the roar of the 25-pounder. Oh, Pioneer's gone. Carnage. Another Stug moves in. Oh dear, causing a bit of traffic jam. And not the sort of jam you can actually spread out on your bread. Possibly with some peanut butter, if that is your fancy. But more tank traps here. Lovely endeavour. He's really ensuring he wants to ensure that this part here is completely safe for the time being. Of course, a tank could just move up through there. I mean, believe it or not, but a small stone wall is not the most difficult bit of terrain for a tank to overcome. But the pack moves forward again. Bren gun moves out. Pioneers moving in very heroically. Commandos going to deal with that even more heroically, considering they've got more numbers and are better trained. I don't think those Pioneers will make it back home. At least not one will. Shooting up quite a bit of defense there. He could consider laying down a demo charge there as a sort of improvised mine. Moving up there, Stug in support. Even a Stu, in fact. Sturmhaubitze. Looks like one Stu definitely went up there. Bren carrier. Oh! Pack up. Stu opening up. Grenadiers taking heavy fire. Bren, Vickers. Rifle grenades. Staghound. Staghound? Why a Staghound? Why not a Cromwell? Oh well. Stu 42 almost down. Staghound rolls in. Takes a Panzerschreck while the Grenadiers are holding up right besides the river. Turning a bit against Weedoublemen. He suffered quite a bit, though now with a medic bunker he might have slightly better luck in the longer run. Though we shall of course see if that turns out to be the case. And I would suggest a Cromwell tank from the armor command truck, perhaps a Firefly to help deal with the Sturmgeschütz. Ooh, there we go. Attempted laying down some demo charges as the improvised mine, but that failed. Instead, they encounter the armored car, the Schwer Panzerspähwagen, with its 20mm auto cannon. A few Grenadiers hiding in a ditch, considering when was the last time they had a good beer. Instead of this French stuff they have to drink every day. Firefly on the way. That's a good move against the Sturmgeschütz. Although be careful, you don't want to get it too close because the Stugs, like Shermans, get a damage bonus against them. Meaning, in theory, a Stug, for that matter, two Stugs can actually rather quickly knock out a Firefly. Fun fact, but not against something you actually see a lot done with. In particular, since a lot of Wehrmacht players sort of, get stuck in tier 2 and they never actually really bother with the third tier and stuff like Sturmgeschütz. Also, I don't think that howitzer is firing as much as possible. Again, one trick you can do is what I do is usually have applied a control group, more specifically 5. That means my 5 button here is the artillery group, and that means at any time I can always just pop it up and see, oh, right, is my artillery ready? Yes, fire. If not, don't do anything. I mean, stuff like that can really ensure that you get the most out of your artillery. Whereas in this case, I do think Britwit is not quite getting the most out of his guns of doom. My demo charge there again. Mines could be moved. You could also consider trenches. You could also consider 17-pounder gun. Actually, there's a lot of options there. I think that Britwit could be going for, but they don't seem to be happening. He just seems to be sitting about a bit, which is not necessarily the best idea. Again, I mean, you shouldn't just be standing about doing nothing. That means being passive. And usually being passive when on the defensive means you'll give your opponent time to do something. So usually either you want to be attacking or you want to be building up defenses. Currently neither of those is really happening, which is definitely handing all the advantage to Weedoublemen. And the 17th SS now with veteran 22 for the armor. That is good, gives the Sturmgeschütz a bit of a health bonus and a machine gun. The question becomes now, what will Britwit do? Apparently move in here, and the Sturmgeschütz on its own is a pretty easy target. Not necessarily the best idea again when dealing with the bits that you want to sort of spread out your forces in small force like that. In particular, an assault gun, they're not exactly the best thing for a maneuver, and again, once the infantry's gone, they tend to be a lot vulnerable, particularly against a Firefly. The question, of course, can the Sturmgeschütz survive this? And by the looks of it, it is in a bit of trouble there. Not looking good, not looking good. Very little health left. And a pioneer escort went down over there. Main gun destroyed. Come on, Fireflies, score the kill. Brew up some Huns. Destroyed engine. Come on, one more shot. At the same time, we are seeing Weedoublemen lining up for an assault. And there we go. Stook down, armored cart down. Not looking good, not looking good. Where's the pack? Ah, it's there. Not repaired though. Assault guns holding up right here. The cafe is pretty much gone. There shall be no croissants today or tomorrow. Firefly quickly moving in, and there we go. Gets a nice hit on the Stu 42. Stu 42 slowly backing away, slowly, while the pack moves up. Ready to hunt down some Huns. But again, I do think that Britwit needs to put a bit more fire under things, and he's actually flooding quite a bit of resources now. But again, population a bit of trouble. So certainly there are some things there to consider. Looks like a Needwerfer's out. Panzer divisions did get a Needwerfer battery attached to them. Otherwise, I mean, usually Needwerfers were more of a core asset. Another Staghound out. Oh, don't do that, Britwit. Don't do that, Britwit. Sending in his Firefly like a regular tank against two Stooks. And note already down to half health. Get it out of there, Britwit. Get it out of there. No. Oh dear, that Firefly's gone. That was a rubbish move right there by Britwit. There we go, out of control again. Your Firefly should not be sent in like that. It is way too valuable and too powerful to send in like that against assault guns. You should have sent in infantry and then with the pack from behind you shot at it. Otherwise, I mean, he could easily have knocked out those two assault guns. Pioneers though getting murdered. Repair bank wrap. Commanders moving in for the cut-off point. Staghound gone. Commanders getting blasted to smithereens. And some grenadiers moving northwards. Pack not quite having any luck. One assault gun stumbles behind the bocage. And the pack actually slowly advances. Artillery up. That could be useful. That could be useful against the bunkers or any sort of armor. If they want to use it, of course, just sure the Baumacht can't do much. But I mean, note, Weedoublemen has barely anything left. He's got two assault guns heavily damaged. Stu 42, a Nebelwerfer, and one squad of grenadiers. That is very little. But we are seeing now some stormtroopers arriving. Could it be? There's in fact a lot going on. Could it be that he actually went for a manpower blitz? Stu 42 down almost. Stu down. Bren gunners need to get out. Oh, Nebelwerfer direct. Oh my goodness! Talk about toasted Brits. One direct hit, and I mean they were lower health now after that factor. To happen But now they're sort of slowly cooking. Looks rather dramatic, actually. And then, of course, there's some medic just moving through before burning up. And, yeah, not able to deliver his wounded man either. A bit lucky, rubbish luck there. Nonetheless, Bren gun left behind for the Germans to use. Vickers Bren gun carrier still there. Decoy artillery going in. A nice move. Interestingly enough, he's not bothered with the direct artillery hit on the bunkers. He could actually knock out that medic bunker if it's too late. But there we go. The stormtroopers now equipped the Sturmgewehr and a Bren light machine gun. Looking very dramatic there, Helmut. But I would suspect a manpower blitz, and yes indeed. Now he can sort of begin pulling things together again. Nice to, also interesting to note actually, he went for that. He didn't go for the Tiger, but he went for the manpower blitz. He probably saved up all that munitions for it as well. So again, fun little thing there. And using the stormtroopers to crew the pack. That's interesting, mildly put. Another Firefly out. I would still love to see a Cromwell. Still, Britwit does hold the advantage for now, but again, I think he's missed a few opportunities again. That sort of Firefly maneuver right there did cost him dearly. And now Weedoublemen has actually been able to sort of regain his posture and quickly reorganize, remobilize, and push everything to the front in the name of the Fatherland. Nebelwerfer's raking the church. It's not enough that the cafe is gone. Now he wants the church down. Possibly the Brits that took out the cafe. Also looking awfully dramatic. Oh, that's damn close for that demo charge to actually be detonated and killing some grenadiers. And there we go. Pack arriving. Could it finally mean the Bren carrier going down? No. Pack misses. Commanders moving in. Will we see demo charges to knock it out? And there we go. Pack finally gets the Bren carrier. And then the commanders move in and sort out the stormtroopers manning the pack. That's excellent. Still, I think no attempt at really getting that bunker there again. I think a demo chance there could have done the trick. Instead, now the pack is being spotted. Assault guns rolling in. Stormtroopers, grenadiers. And the pack is somehow trying to run through a cratered moon landscape of the cemetery. Stu 42 firing Panzerjacks, and again it's not been repaired, so I mean it's rather quickly going to go kaboom, leaving a few commandos dead. And looks like we are seeing a headquarters command glider. Heavy machine gun commandos pushed away. Firefly needs to get out of there. What are you doing? And again, note, this artillery gun has fired very, very little. And again, I think it couldn't have been done again had he simply applied, you know, the control group to it 5. I mean, again, something like that, and then of course working on remembering to use it, can really mean you get a lot more out of your artillery than you normally would. I mean, I really think it's something that could help a lot of players if they sort of try to do that. MG's providing fire support. Oh, right, that was a bit awkward. All of a sudden, flaps just switched off, and I only discovered a bit later. Nonetheless, Weedoublemen making good progress, and again the artillery's not firing. Again, had he simply applied a control group, he could probably be getting more firing out of that gun, but it's just not happening. And that is just a huge tragic shame for Britwit, and which is rather giving Weedoublemen much greater chance of doing every sort of nasty crap thing he could dream of. Although, of course, it would be nice to see Weedoublemen getting an LMG, I think. Commanders here, though, this time getting stopped by an assault. Lots of grenades. The grenadiers of the 12th SS will not be stopped this time by British commanders falling from the sky. And another Firefly out. He loves his Fireflies, it seems. Though he seems again to think they're tanks. They're not quite. I mean, yes, they are tanks, but they're not going to take on tanks directly. They're better, you know, kept behind other tanks or something like that, blasting away at things from very, very far away. 30 Vickers up, but commanders trying to flank, but they do get stopped, they do get suppressed. Bit of a shame there, and the Nebelwerfer fires. In fact, Weedoublemen is getting more out of his Nebelwerfer than Britwit is getting out of his howitzer, his 25-pounder. And commanders more dropping in, and oh my goodness, they get a grenadier squad more of Weedoublemen's. At the same time, rifle grenadier squad's getting stopped by the grenadiers. More rifle grenades, but more blitz grenades. Firefly advances again at the front. It's not a frontline tank. Not entirely sure why Britwit insists on that. Recce 60 moving in, getting assaulted by the Stew. The Stew so far heroically misses everything. Firefly should at least be working together and with some infantry support. And the bunkers are being repaired by Weedoublemen. That is good. That is good, mein Herr. And Britwit basically doing all he can to secure all the victory points. I mean, he's actually pretty low on victory points, so obviously quite understandable. But again, why he isn't firing that 25-pounder gun, though, is a mystery. And I suspect it's just because he's not thinking about it, and again, because it forces him to move away from the line. But again, why we have control groups, so you don't have to bother about a unit on the rear line to have to go back, but of course you can just pull up, so you can just need what you need, which is the firing bits on the front line. And looks like the Vicars is now taking up position in the Church of St. Vicars. And this Firefly, of course, getting a bit on its own, no support. Most of the infantry is still back here. Grenades. And all the sorts of nasty stuff. The captain pulling back. And we're seeing a bit of artillery. He's using commando artillery. We're still not seeing any of the on-map. He's still not firing this thing. He's not even using the captain to call in additional barrages. Come on, Britwit. You can do it. More Nebelwerfer screaming a dirge to the British and mocking their 25-pounder gun. Veteran 2 for the Leftenant, that's good, and Veteran 1 for a captain. But the armor support is nowhere near. And the assault guns are making short work of the British infantry. And now we do see the Fireflies moving in, this time staying a bit more at rear. That is good. Heavy losses though, the Stew 42 taking a grim toll amongst the British infantry and floating a lot of resources. But we also noting where the command points are going. He wants the Tiger. Of course, the question becomes, can Britwit push forward enough with his British wit? Gunner killed. We could be seeing that Stew down. Destroyed engine. Grenadiers making short work of the recce section. And there we go. Stew down. Stew next target. Careful though with moving about that Firefly too far. And what is this? A Stew at the rear line. Medic bunker down. 25-pounder gun still not firing. Again, I think that's a huge shame and a huge miss by Britwit. And again, sneaking up here. I mean, I think he could do with the machine gun inflation to basically protect against, you know, stormtroopers, any other sort of marauding infantry towards the north. Still not firing that 25-pounder gun. I mean, it's might as well, for all purposes and intents, not exist, which is just really, really tragic for Britwit. And there we go, Grenadiers moving up with dual Panzerschrecks, a Panzerjäger team, and they Jäger that Panzer, knocking it out. And the Sappers are not there to help repair the Fireflies again. There's no infantry support. Keep that Firefly moving, Britwit. Don't stop it up in front of the Grenadiers. Can't hit. It's not meant for infantry. Oh dear. Main gun destroyed. That is one dead Firefly. Commandos are moving in, but I fear much too late. And there we go. 2 Fireflies down to 1 squad of Grenadiers. Absolutely horrific exchange right there. All that looks like the commandos with rather significant losses, were able to overcome the stormtroopers up north, although I suspect the stormtroopers were forgotten about, thus not everyone was fighting, including the chap with the light machine gun. Had that been happening though, I think the commanders could have lost. Instead, they were able to overwhelm. More assault going on there against the commandos. Still tragic that the stormtroopers were lost. They could have been a greater asset. Sadly, they never became that under Weedoublemen. But let us return to Britwit. We're slowly losing down there. And finally firing the 25-pounder gun again. It has been way too underused, I think, for Britwit. And again, I think something like a command group could help with that. But again, just didn't seem to happen. Tiger advancing, clearing up that headquarters command glider. Finally ending its reign of terror.
Attempting to secure one of our sectors.
But no more Fireflies on the way. Not really a lot left for Britwit, I fear.
German forces are trying to secure one of our sectors.
Britwit, by the way, being the guy who sent this in. Just in case some were wondering.
To go.
More needle for fire. Again, seeing more usage than the 25-pounder gun. Commandos becoming a rather direct target. Burning up. Need to retreat. There we go.
50 points remaining. Mount a counterattack or our cause is lost.
And there we go, the announcer simply ordering a counterattack or the cause is lost. Oh, how wondrous. And again, details like that which makes Company of Heroes so great. And now we are seeing veterans who free up for the German armor, armored skirts for the Sturmgeschütz, Tiger rolling through the fog. And again, it rather looks like Britwit is expect, though he seems not to be giving up. Going straight for the grenadiers, and lots of grenades getting exchanged.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
Interesting to note, I mean, Weedoublemen actually has been doing a bit of work here to sort of ensure the Brits can't quickly rush to it, but he apparently never bothered with this part of it.
Go ahead.
Now the Tigers rolling in, we are seeing grenadiers pulling up in support. And a bunker going down near the centre.
They're collapsing.
Finally firing the house again, lovely, lovely, but again I think way too late.
Supply lines on.
And a bit going in against grenadiers in the north. Ooh, could even get the entire squad. It does.
HQ is down to 25 points. It's over.
HQ is down to 25 points. It's over. A very sobering message from HQ. Again, in fact, I've actually never heard that one before, at least paid notice to it. But again, sort of the lovely treasure chest that is the Company of Heroes voice work. I mean, there's really been put a lot of work into it. And again, it's simply amazing. And definitely one of the greater experiences of Company of Heroes is simply all the voice acting. And there we go, game over. As the announcer said, it's over. It's over. The 7th Armoured lost. The 12th SS broke through, despite a heroic and valiant attempt by Britwit. In the end, though, I mean, he made some pretty grave mistakes. I mean, for example, the Firefly here against 2 Stooks, bad. And Jenny could have used more minds, but Jenny, I mean, as things progressed, things sort of just went wrong for him. I mean, I think it rather came down to the fact he didn't quite seem to know how to use Fireflies, but also he didn't get the full usage out of that 25-pounder gun. Had that been firing more often again, partly by a control group, I think he could have won this. Instead, it simply did not happen, I fear. And Weedoublemen, who certainly had a tough start, was able to recuperate with the manpower blitz to turn the tide. And certainly did alright there, although again he certainly also made some mistakes. Certainly was a bit too lax with his grenadiers in front of that steward and such, but overall I thought that was a pretty interesting fight with some pretty interesting bits. Brits were rather a bit over the whole thing, but still with the grenadiers, and of course nice to see some armor. So there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send a replay? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.